gentlemen, introducing today's nominated visiting team, England. Number 4, Charlie Rowe. Number 5 and captain, Olivia Forster. Number 6, Natalie Charity. Number 7, Saruna Gudza. Number 8, Tumisi Salu. Number 9, Katie Anaseska. Number 10, Josephine Foliotis. Number 11, Katie Cox. Number 12, Louisa Gibbons. Number 13, Fatmata Jana. Number 14, Leah Edwards. And number 15, Clementina Owen. They're coached by Lauren Milligan and Siobhan Pryor. And introducing today's nominated home team, Ireland. Number 4 and captain, Maria Keeley. Number 5, Caitlin Glockner. Number 6, Sarah Hickey. Number 8, Bree Shelley. Number 10, Rachel Callery. Number 11, Lucy DeBoy. Number 12, Amy Duggan. Number 13, Lucy.
Welcome in, everyone. We're here live this afternoon for our game between the England under-18 women and the Ireland under-18 women. Thank you for joining us here. We're live in Archers Arena in Cardiff, Wales. I'm Atticus Pete. Joining me today, Caroline Kaz Bullock. Thanks for joining me again.
Thanks for having me again. It's been a long time since we've done this, it feels like.
I know, we're here all day today. We're going to go down to the court audio first here. We're going to have the national anthems for both sides here. So both national anthems finished. Both teams will high five as they both head over to their opposite ends of the court and finish up their warm-up here. First of all, we're going to go through the starting five and the rosters for both squads. Let's take a look at Ireland first. For Ireland, starting on the floor for them and captain today, number 4, Mariah Keeley. At number 6 next to her, Sarah Hickey. Number 12, Amy Duggan next to them. Number 14, Niamh Tolan. Number 21, Niamh O'Leary rounds out the starting five. On the bench, number 5, Caitlin Glockner. Number 8, Bree Shelley. Number 10, Rachel Callery. Number 11, Lucy DeVoy. And number 13, Lucy Coogan. And now, Kaz, take us away. Who do we have for the starting five and bench for England?
So for England starting, we have captain Liv Forster, number 5, number 6, Natalie Charity, number 9, Katie Janaszewska, number 12, Louisa Gibbons, and number 13, Fatima Janeh. Rounding out the bench, we have number 4, Charlie Rowe, number 7, Saruna Gudza, number 8, Tunmise Salu, number 10, Josephine Voliotis, number 11, Katie Cox, number 14, Leah Edwards, and number 15, Clementina Odom. So England sticking with the same starting five as their first game this morning.
So we're about a couple minutes away from the opening tip-off. Now, both of us have had the chance to see each of these teams. I commentated the Irish game earlier today against the Welsh women. You commentated the English game against the Scottish women. Who are we looking out for today, most importantly for the English side?
So you really want to look at Fatma Jana. She had a fantastic game this morning, 14 points and 7 rebounds in 22 minutes. She had such an impact inside in the paint. They were Scotland found it really tough to stop her. Also, keep an eye on Charlie Rowe. She's able to knock down threes when she wants to and also step inside. She's got some of the best footwork I've seen in a young player, and she's really tough to stop when she gets to the basket.
Important players on the Irish side of things. Amy Duggan is starting this game. She came off the bench against the Welsh women. She played 31 minutes off the bench. Basically, she started after those first few minutes. She was seriously impressive. 14 points for her, 41% shooting from the field, but 57% from three, 4 of 7 behind the arc. She'll be a really important part of this Irish squad today. She's starting on the floor. On the bench, though, Caitlin Glockner, who scored 16 points last game, was the leading scorer for the Irish. She might just be on the bench because of fatigue. She played 30 minutes in that game. That game was only about 4 hours ago, so it's not been long. These teams are both turning around after some early days. Obviously, both these teams played early this morning. For you, the England women played at 9, and for the Irish women, they played at 11. So hopefully fatigue's not going to be too much of a problem here today, Kaz.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround, isn't it? You've just finished your game. You probably have a little bit of a cool down, then you need to warm up again for the next one.
Yeah.
But I think both teams are definitely going to be really up for this today.
We're just about ready for the opening tip-off. First of all, thank you to all of our sponsors here, Cardiff Metropolitan University for hosting this event, the BBL, British Basketball League, for streaming this game, along with the BBL player, Wilson, the official basketball here of Basketball Wales, Dynamic, our official sports flooring partner for Basketball Wales, and Basketball Jones, our event sponsors for volunteers and staff T-shirts. Follow them on Instagram at Basketball Jones Wales and Twitter, BBall Jones Wales. And a big thank you as well to iPro Hydrate for hydrating all the players and coaches and fans here along the side, along with Jivova, the official national team kit sponsor, and Euro logo. So we're just about ready for the opening tip-off here. One thing you can see is both teams coming out on the court. England have a lot of size, and we saw that same thing in the England and Ireland game just before this. England took advantage of their size and physicality, and they made Ireland pay, and they might do the same thing here.
And England have a lot of tough post players inside that are really difficult to go against. You've got Leah Edwards, you've got Jo Voliotis, Fatima Jane. It's going to be difficult for Ireland to match their size.
Jane goes up for the tip, she knocks it back, and England start with the ball. Out on the perimeter, Liv Forster with the ball now. Flip it over the top of the arc, Gibbons. Forster back in the corner, Charity. Charity comes in, off the glass, lays it in. Easy early 2 points for England.
And also mirroring the men's game, something we saw earlier, all but one of the England players was on the score sheet from this morning for the women's team.
There you go. That offensive rebound placed up and in by Sarah Hickey. Drops it inside for 2. Hickey didn't play in the first game today. Neither did Mariah Keeley for the Irish squad. So 2 players who didn't play in the first game are now starting today in the second. Top of the arc now, deep 3 from straight away, knocks it down.
And that's what Liv Forster does all day long. She hits that 3, and it's the deep 3 she can hit as well. She's didn't shoot as well as she might have liked to do in that first game, but she's in this arena now, and she's probably gonna have a lot of those today.
Well, she knocks the ball out of bounds there. It's going to be Ireland basketball out along the baseline as Forster knocks that one out of bounds. Forster scored 8 points in the last game. Only 3 of 18 shooting, but if you're taking 18 shots and hitting 3, I think that's going to improve here in the second game. I think we can expect to see a lot more. Quick pass inside. Ireland beat England into the restricted area, and an easy early 2 there for Sarah Hickey. So 5-4, England on top by 1. And we got a foul called there. That foul's going to be on Niamh O'Leary for the Irish, their first foul of the game. So England will inbound this one in the backcourt. They got the time to restart their play and do what they like here. They'll get it through their captain, Liv Forster, for this game. Jane coming inside, spinning, loses the handle, stolen away. Tolan taking to the opposite end, and she'll have to kick it back. Mariah Keeley, the captain for this game for the Irish. Again, she did not play in the first game. We'll see what she can do here. We haven't seen her here today on the Archers Arena court. Tolan needs some help, trying to flip it over to the inside, out of bounds off Jane's fingertips. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Ireland will need to go quickly for a shot here. So Ireland lost their first game today against Wales. They lost that one 61-67. England won 81-42 over Scotland. So Ireland trying to get back on top of things. England trying to stay on top with 2 wins. That shot goes nowhere. 5 feet short. Johnny with the rebound, going to the opposite end quickly, trying to dump it over inside. They were looking for Januszewska, and that one knocked out of bounds.
And you look over this England roster and you see a whole host of WBBL players, D1 players, players that have played at a really high level and are actually contributing really big numbers on their teams as well. Katie Januszewska playing WBBL, WEABL, D1.
That ball thrown out of bounds by England there. That's a turnover. We'll have to look at that and see what kind of gap there is here, if there is one, between them and the Irish squad. A lot of these players for Ireland coming from the Irish League. Obviously, the English League's been established a bit longer and got the franchise system there, and so there's a better opportunity for growth there, at least so far. Trying to get the ball into the paint here, going up strong. That one's going to be knocked away. I'm going to figure out her name. It gave me problems in the pregame. It's giving me problems now. She drives inside, tries to go for 2, gets stopped, grabs her offensive rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball. Good defense there from Ireland, stuffing her on that play.
Yeah, Januszewska does a really, really good job playing for Loughborough Riders in D1. She's averaging 13.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, shoots 36% from 3. She's such a threat from everywhere.
And nothing comes of that play for Januszewska and the England squad. Ireland now to take it to the opposite end of the court. Niamh Tolan to start with the ball here. Sarah Hickey, the only one who has scored for Ireland so far. 4 points for her, nothing for anyone else. They're looking for Hickey on the inside. And Johnny with the steal. Forster now. Forster moving around, sprinting into the paint, kicks it out to the corner. 3, and airballed. Good rebound there for the Irish. They're down 5-4, just a few minutes into this game. Looking for some more right now. Keeley coming inside the paint once again. Running floater off. Johnny grabs the rebound. She's got a lead-off pass in front of her if she wants it. Won't take it. And she beats 2 defenders and lays it up and in. Tough finish. And then we've got a foul here in the backcourt. Foul on the full court pressure there. That one on Katie Januszewska. The Irish make their first substitution here. Coming off the court is Niamh O'Leary. Coming on, number 13, Lucy Coogan. It was a major part of that first game. 18 rebounds for her. She had 9 offensive rebounds to go with those 18 rebounds overall. Caused many problems for the Welsh side. Stolen away by Liv Forster here, thrown off the underside of the glass. Ireland come away with it, though.
It was a great steal. I just think she didn't quite realize how far under the basket she was on that play.
No. Keeley trying to get it down to the interior, and then we got a foul. This foul going to be on England down low. And we got a substitution as a result of that. Januszewska coming off the floor for the first time. And coming on for England, number 14, Leah Edwards. And number 4, Charlie Rowe. Edwards playing at Sierra Canyon in the United States. Major talent here for the English women.
And she's just won a state championship with the team this season as well a few weeks ago.
Impressive season. And now you can improve it even further with this one.
Exactly.
Out on the perimeter, Keeley's going to take the 3, turning around. And it's a little too short. And falls out of bounds. Oh, man.
Oh, she's all good. It was a hard fall.
Yeah, Johnny boxed out the Irish player. It looks like it was, that one was Sarah Hickey. Looks like she's okay. She falls down to the deck hard. So Charlie Rowe to take this up the court for England. A drive quickly into the front court, flipped out to the far end. Johnny at the top. Edwards, 3. Off the front iron and back. And a great offensive rebound from Natalie Charity. Back to Edwards. Charity, 3. She's going to take it. A little too long. And Ireland come away with it once again. 7-4. Ireland down by 3. Dumping it inside. Looking for Hickey on every single offensive possession. They find her again, but she still can't get that one to fall on the finger roll. Janet to the other end. Smartly avoids the steal. And finally it comes. A good jump ball there. Nice work there from Niamh Tolan to force that one. So we noticed this today, Kaz. The Irish squad A couple of their coaches have mentioned this in earlier games too, as the three goes up, and it falls in. 3 from Liv Forster. But the Irish teams, they brought about 16 players for the men's and women's squad. They're trying to cut it down to 12 for the European Championships this summer, and they're rotating through, I think, pretty well for their team.
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity for them to be able to do that, to see the players in some, real-life competition against their peers. And it's going to be a bit harder for some of the other teams as well to scout them when they've got such a roster that they can change.
That ball out of bounds. This will be England basketball still. 10-6, England on top by 4, opening minutes into this game. One thing we didn't see in the earlier game, Sarah Hickey, who's scored 4 points already for Ireland. 6 points, rather, after that last bucket. Inside, Jane finds space, can't get it to fall. Taken away. Duggan going to the opposite end quickly. Duggan, one-on-one, goes up strong. Oh, and it just falls out. Went a little too far on the run. It was knocked out of bounds. Ireland basketball, though. So head coach Tommy O'Mahony with plenty of options over on the Ireland bench. Ireland need an inlet pass, and it's 5 seconds that are going to be called. We've seen that in about every game we've had here in Archer's Arena today, Cass.
It's unusual, isn't it, though?
It's got to be all the fans and the pressure, I think. It was strange. Nobody really seemed to move there. They kind of just waited the 5 seconds. So turnover from Ireland. Leah Edwards on it now. Kicks it back. Liv Forster coming inside. In the paint. Spinning once. Spinning twice. Goes back. And out the three-point line. Rowe coming inside. Charlie Rowe. No. Edwards rebound. It's tipped off. And Ireland come away with it eventually.
There's some great rebounding from England. Really able to get those offensive rebounds and get some second chances.
They've done well not to let England run away with things. They've only scored 6 points, have the Irish, but they've only let England score 10. It's a good start for them. Keeley trying to go inside to Hickey, and that one's knocked out of bounds off Jane. You can see Jane and Leah Edwards causing all kinds of problems there on the interior. Jane will come off the court now. Tumisi Salu will come on for the first time for the England squad here in this game. Played about 13 minutes in the first, had 2 points, but 12 rebounds in those 13 minutes. Quick pass, sent in, trying to go up for 2 there, and that one's not going to fall for Rachel Callery. Pulling back, dump off inside, finds Salu, no, and they're wrestling for it down low, and we've got a jump ball called, and that possession arrow is pointing over to Ireland. Thinking for the English women, Kaz, you don't love what you see there, but they're finding space behind the Irish. Uh-oh, on the run here. Sarah Hickey running down to the interior. She's going to be fouled. Well, I was just about to say, England was doing that on the opposite end.
Yeah. Bit of a lapse there from England, allowing the Irish team to get out on a bit of a fast break. I mean, good foul because he stopped the basket being scored.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, a bit of a lapse in concentration maybe there.
Well, just 3 fouls on the England squad so far. Just 1 from Ireland. Not something we've seen too much today. Most of these games have had a lot of fouls in them.
Yeah.
But as we head into this first time out of the game, 10-6, England on top by 4. Sarah Hickey's the only player who's scored for Ireland right now, but England just can't seem to pull away. Why is that, Kaz?
I think, I was going to say, they played not long ago, but Ireland played a lot more recently, so that's no excuse for them. I think they probably just need to find their feet a little bit. They're playing in a different arena to the one they played in this morning in the sports hall. Sometimes it just takes a few minutes, maybe a quarter to just get used to it. Your rooms are different, the floors are different, courts are a bit different. But I think they just need to start seeing the shots go in a bit more, and it'll give them the confidence. Definitely
been part of the issue so far. The England squad are 4 of 13 from the field right now, 30% shooting. 2 twos, 2 threes they've knocked in. For Ireland, it's basically the same thing. 3 of 12 shooting, 25%, not great. But you're getting back into the rhythm of things, and they've both played very competitive basketball so far. There's not a huge gap that you can see between the two teams, obviously. Ireland are sticking close to England right now, and really, for Ireland, see how many points they can get on the board. How close can they keep this? If they're going to keep this game close, they need to score. That starts with Sarah Hickey right now, who's got all 6 of their points and is at the free throw line for 2 more here.
And we saw how closely they ran Wales in the earlier game.
Yeah. Sarah Hickey, part of the Waterford Wildcats squad out in Ireland. Played in the under-18 European Championships recently. With that squad, she knocks down that free throw. So good start from her here. She's got all 8 points for Ireland. Salu looking inside for Leah Edwards, and then Coogan hit her in the back. That's going to be Lucy Coogan's first foul of the game. So Lucy Coogan did not start this game for Ireland, but I think we're going to see her on the court for most, if not all, of the rest of it from here. She had 18 rebounds in that game against Wales, and she is just a bruiser down low.
That's a lot of rebounds.
And that one falls out of bounds, off of Salu's hand, out of bounds. For Ireland basketball, another England turnover. That's their third. Ireland have 3 turnovers of their own, but we haven't seen this too much from the England team so far today. Quick pass forward, driving to the interior. Nice little two-handed layup there from Niamh Tolan. Ireland have tied this game.
And coming out of that timeout, Ireland are going to be really pleased with what they've done. They've able to catch England up, and there we go, another turnover.
Another one, Ireland playing well defensively. Maria Kelly on the far side. Or Keeley, rather. Keeley dumps it inside. Looking for Hickey. Hickey, nice use of the elbows. And she goes up strong for 2 again. She's already got 10 points.
And again, we're seeing teams with the full court press and putting that defensive pressure on as well.
Rowe, 3, and she's got it. That's the kind of shooting we're looking for from England today. 13-12. England on top by 1. Knocked out of bounds by Rowe. It's going to stay with Ireland here.
And Rowe's been averaging over 18 points a game in the WABL this season. It was in the top 3 in the leading scorers.
You'll see her shoot a few more times, I think it's fair to say. Pull-up shot from Maria Keeley, knocks it down. Irish fans starting to come to life. Struggled last game, and the Irish men's lost to the English team. Blown out early. And this game obviously going a lot better for them so far. Rowe to the far side. Januszewska trying to drive in. We got a foul called before that drive. So England will take this one across the sides. 14-13. Ireland on top by 1 in the bottom 3 minutes here of the first quarter. Charlie Rowe, top of the arc, 12 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Drive. Back at the top. Gudza coming in. Gudza underhanded layup. It's out. And fighting for the rebound. They both go to the floor hard. Possession arrow pointing to England. About the 5th jump ball we've seen in this game, Cass.
Yeah, Gudza did a great job there managing to get back and get the ball to force the jump ball call.
Normally those jump balls, you just see reach-in fouls instead. So these teams have done a really good job of keeping their hands disciplined and in the right places and making sure they're getting just the ball as they try to reach in instead of whacking the opposing player's arm. Good offensive rebound there from Gudza, and then we've got a foul. That's going to be an offensive foul on the swim move there. I'm going to take that back. Nope. Okay, offensive foul. I saw somebody point to the opposite direction. I got confused. Inbound here for Ireland. Caitlin Glockner on the floor for the first time. Glockner scored 16 last game against Wales, was their leading scorer. So she's on the floor now, along. And she checked on for Sarah Hickey now. 3 here, for Hickey rather. Doesn't take that. That shot doesn't fall. Ireland still in the lead, 14-13. Driving inside as Leah Edwards collects that one, can't get it to fall. Knocked back out. Januszewska comes inside at the free throw line, kick to the corner, out of bounds. Rolled off about 4 different players, and then it's still England basketball. 7 seconds on the shot clock. It's Fatmata Jane and number 11, Katie Cox, coming onto the floor. Cox for her first appearance of the game. Quick inbound, Januszewska to Jane. 3 seconds left to go, knocked out of bounds. So 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Good work there from Mariah Keeley and the Ireland defense. You're going to have to put up a bad shot if you're England here.
So I think you get it to Charlie Rowe. They've got Janae to inbound. They're going to get it to Rowe, who can hopefully...
Leah Edwards found space of her own.
Great.
Wow. Well, we were expecting the bad 3 shot, and then instead Leah Edwards made that.
But that's a really good decision to take the better shot, isn't it? To get inside.
Keeley looking for space on the interior, throws the pass off an England defender. And then it's going to be a foul called here on England. So Ireland inbound this ball. Ireland down again, 15-14, bottom 2 minutes, the first quarter. Quick inbound to Caitlin Glockner. Glockner trying to drive, looks for Hickey. She's got it on the floor. 3 players defending her. They'll have to go back. Driving around, spins up and under, and it's in. Another 2 for Rachel Callery. We got a small break on the floor for Shoelace. Ireland back in the lead once again, 16-15, on top by 1 over England. It's a really competitive game. Rowe sprinting up the floor, trying to push it inside quickly, kicks it over to the wing. Cox, 3, off the iron out. Sarah Hickey once again. Hickey's on the weak side, one-on-one. She can go inside if she wants. She'll floor it back. Keeley loses it, and Keeley's going to be fouled. Oh, no, rather they're going to call that a travel. The ball got stuck underneath her. So that's going to be a turnover. It's going to be England basketball. Bit of a strange one, Cass.
Yeah, I was expecting the foul.
I think we all were, honestly. So no foul called. Keeley will come off the court now. Checking on for her for the first time in this game is Bree Shelley. Charlie Rowe takes it up for England. Rowe, fake, jive inside. Wow.
Rowe is one of the fastest players I've seen.
You can see it right there. Froze the defenders, looked them off. Oh, in the opposite end. Total miscommunication. Free 2 for Ireland again. Caitlin Glockner's first points of the game for her. Janae on the wing. Edwards, Leigh Edwards inside. Running floater. Off 3 rims and out. Sarah Hickey with another rebound, her third. Hickey's on 10 points, 3 rebounds for the Irish team. And she's going to be fouled from behind here. Poor reach from Katie Cox, her first foul of the game. And this will send Sarah Hickey to the free throw line for 2 more shots. So Hickey is 2 of 2 from the free throw line so far. She'll get 2 more shots here. Back recently with her team, Waterford Wildcats, they beat Port Leois Panthers. I think that's how you say that. An Irish team, 67-51 in the U20 Women's National Cup out in Ireland. She and Caitlin Glockner are on the same Waterford Wildcats team. They won that cup just recently. Sarah was the MVP in that game with 24 points and 23 rebounds.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, you can see why right now. She does miss that shot, or that free throw rather, but they do get the offensive board, and that one doesn't fall in somehow.
Really unlucky.
No kidding. Januszewska, opposite end, drives up and in. Good contest from Glockner, forces it off. Callery will bring this one back, looking for Hickey on the inside. Pass just a foot too far. And another turnover. 17 seconds left. 17-19. England losing by 2 to Ireland right now. They can tie this one up or take the lead here. Rowe spinning around, Glockner guarding, and forces that shot. No. 3 seconds left to go. Quick pass long. Callery's going to have to shoot it. Hands it off. And, they can't get that bucket to fall with just seconds left to go. Lucy Coogan just misses that one. So at the end of the first quarter, 19-17, Ireland on top, England losing. Kaz, wow, Ireland has just done well to stay on top of things.
They have, and they've done a really good job defensively as well. We've seen the turnovers that they're causing, able to stop England getting inside, and they've just done a great job so far. Able to get to the line as well, 4 free throws. England yet to go to the line, drawing those fouls. England going to be maybe a bit disappointed with how they've started, but a bit of a slow start. I'm sure they can get back on top of things in a second. Ireland should be really pleased with how they've come out.
Ireland have definitely come out the stronger team here in this first quarter. England came out strong at the start of the game. Ireland just responded well, and they won those last 7 minutes or so. If you're head coach Lauren Milligan for the English side, what are you looking to do here out of this first quarter break?
I think you want to especially close down defensively. They've had a couple of possessions where Ireland have had a straight path to the basket, and they need to close that down, definitely. Just be a bit more aware on defense, not let those lapses happen, because you can't be giving away easy baskets.
Exactly. Now, the strangest part, I think, of that first quarter is England gave up 14 points inside the paint to Ireland. Just eyeballing this, of course, but Ireland are a smaller team than England, and that's pretty common. That's not just something random we're throwing out here. England are a tall team, and they're a strong team in the paint, and somehow Ireland have got 14 points in there.
Yeah. It's it's weird, that one.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that, but, credit to Ireland for being able to do that. They've done a really good job of being able to do it. And especially when you're coming up against players like Gibbons and Janae, their presence inside is really tough. So Ireland being able to finish is fantastic for them.
Well, Sarah Hickey, a big part of that. 4 of 8 from shooting for her here. 4 of 7 from inside the 3-point line. So we're just about ready to go here. England will inbound this ball. We're just making sure we've got our score sheet updates there for both teams. looking to make sure that's all good to go here in just a moment's time, and we are set to go. Januszewska to inbound this one to Charlie Rowe, and she will start us off in the second quarter. 19-17, Ireland on top by 2. England trying to get back into this one quickly. Drive inside, and a foul call. 2 free throws to come once again from Liv Forster.
Yeah, Forster leading the way for England with 6 points so far. Hit 2 threes. And also, so Ireland taking the lead, and they've not made a 3 this game yet as well.
That's impressive. Don't see that very often either. Olivia Forster, she just misses the first free throw. She and Charlie Rowe are actually good friends, and they're former teammates. Olivia Forster now plays for Ipswich. Rowe still with the Manchester Mystics. Both played there for a time. Forster's shot is up and off. Okay, either of those free throws. Another jump ball. I think that's our 6th of the game.
Hey, that's something we need recording.
That's the one thing we don't have on our stat sheet. We'll eyeball it. I say 6.
We'll go 6.
So Ireland take possession after that jump, or possession arrow rather, and they'll take things away to the opposite end. Keeley hands it off, coming inside. Oh man, just hit hard. Is Jane right in the ribs. Blocking foul on her, didn't get set. Rachel Callery is the one who was fouled. Hopefully Jane's okay. She took Callery's head right in the ribs. So we got a timeout on the floor. Hopefully Fatmata Jane is okay. Tough play.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody goes into you head first.
It hurts. Just need a couple of minutes, shake it off, and hopefully she'll be okay.
Yeah, catch your breath. She'll come off the court here. Head coach Lauren Milligan will escort her off the court, along with the assistant coach, or team manager rather, Paula Charity. And they'll send Louisa Gibbons on to replace her down low. So Ireland basketball here out along the side. 19-17, Ireland still on top by 2. We're still early into this second quarter rather. Knocked down, and then a foul called there. That's a tough foul on Ireland. That one is going to be called on number 13, Lucy Coogan. That's her 2nd foul of the game. That's a bad one to pick up. Rowe to take this one up now. She'll hand it off to Forster. Forster, Edwards. Edwards beats 2 defenders, goes into the paint, beats 2 more in front of her. Nice layup from Leigh Edwards.
That was a great move from Edwards. And again, and this is what we were just talking about, England need to be really careful on closing down that fast break and not letting Ireland get easy baskets.
They come away with it there. Forster now hands it back to Charlie Rowe. Rowe comes inside, flips back to Edwards, far side. This 3, up and in. Looks good the whole way, and it swished home as a result. Liv Forster with 9 points, England on top.
Liv's definitely making up for not hitting the shot she wanted to in the first game.
Ireland trying to respond with a 3 of their own. That's still not going to fall. No points for Ireland so far in the second quarter. Still early, though. Edwards has it at the top. Hand off to Rowe. Rowe coming inside to the paint. And we got a foul there on the floor beforehand. That foul on Ireland. So we got head coach Tommy O'Mahony asking for something from the sideline. I don't know what he's asking for. I think he's asking to see the number of fouls on Coogan. 3 up from England. That one's off. Tried to throw it off an England player. Doesn't work. Januszewska gets it. Going to the opposite end quickly. Ireland going to take this off the floor. Callery drives inside. Easy layup. Nice speed. Got it finished. 4 points for Rachel Callery. 22-21. England winning by 1 rather. Forster on it. Hands it off. Januszewska. Nice little stutter step. Burns the defender. Keeley's going to be fouled as she comes up the floor by Charlie Rowe. There's too much pressure inside. And Charlie Rowe's going to be called for a foul there. That is Rowe's first foul of the game. Got some substitutions to come here. Coogan will come off the floor for Ireland with her 2 fouls. She'll be replaced by Sarah Hickey. And coming into the game for England, Natalie Charity coming back on the floor for the first time here in the second quarter.
And Charity, a player that was in the WEABL Academy Finals a few weeks ago, playing against Cola, as she plays for the Nottingham Academy Wildcats.
Nottingham lost that final, of course.
Yeah.
But
that Cola team's tough.
Hey, good experience nonetheless.
Yeah.
They lost 49-71 to Nottingham to Cola in that final. But on the court here, Ireland driving inside through Sarah Hickey once again. Hickey one-handed shot, float is off. Edwards with the rebound, long pass, great vision. Januszewska drives inside. No. And Keeley grabs the board. Keeley dribbling in and around. She needs to get it across the halfway line. Just beats the 8-second clock. At the top of the arc now. 7 seconds left to go. Deep shot, Glockner, got it. 24-23, both teams staying close the entire way.
And that's the first three of the game for Ireland as well, and what a great three to hit.
That one actually only counted for 2, so 24-23. That's a three.
I
can tell you that one. Great three from England to respond. I think the count is a 2. You know what? Now it's my fault.
Was it a long 2? I hate when they do that.
26-23. Look at that. We both missed those. So
we can call it a 3.
Oh, I think it is a 3. Hickey hands it off to Shelley now. Shelley coming inside, up and under. Oh, and she traveled. So it was a good shot from Bree Shelley, but just traveled before then. Leia Edwards coming off the floor for England. Coming onto the floor for the first time in this game, Josephine Vorliotis, number 10. Taking this one up the court again, Liv Forster, the captain for the day for the England squad. She's got 9 points already, the leading scorer for England. Deep three here, off. Tipped back out by Januszewska. England grabbed the rebound well. Gonna take another three as Liv Forster, still no. And Ireland just can't grab the rebounds right now. Offensive boards all over the place for England. On the floor, rolling around, and finally it's thrown out of bounds. Ireland basketball.
And England are a team with so many players that are a threat from three. Vorliotis having a really good season again for the Division 2 Mystics and in WABL. She can shoot the three. And it's tough. Again, another England team where anyone outside the arc is a threat.
Same story as the men's team, of course, in the last game, as the men defeated Ireland through many of the similar format. That shot, wild up and off, and it's off an England player, though. I think that one looks like it's off Natalie Charity out of bounds. It's still going to be Ireland basketball. We're going to have a timeout on the floor called by Ireland, though. So we've got about 6 minutes left in this first half, 26-23, England on top by 3. Kaz, obviously this is a really close game. What's going to be the difference here as we come to the end of this first half between the two?
I think it's going to be down to who can make the three-point shot. We've got Ireland able to get out into transition quite a lot as well, and England need to do a better job of closing that down as well. But yeah, I think it's going to come down to who shoots the three ball the best.
So what I'm hearing then is you think England's going to win because Ireland have no threes. They're 0 of 4 from 3, and England are 4 of 11 from behind the arc, and yet still England only lead by 3.
Yeah, and I mean, credit to Ireland for that as well, for keeping it close without hitting threes. So once Ireland do start hitting threes, which they will in the game, England need to step it up.
Well, Ireland, of course, will be looking for as many threes as they can get in this game. They didn't have as many against the Welsh women in the game before either. 7 of 21 from 3 there, 33%. Obviously, better than the 0 they've got so far, but they've only taken 4 in this game. Really, the big difference is Caitlin Glockner hasn't taken many for the Irish team. They've had their offense funneled through Sarah Hickey. It's been a little bit different for them here. So they're trying some new sets out. You can see that happening. It's going well for them. Again, they're only down by 3, and they're keeping this game really close. For England, they've got plenty of options. I think they just need to start using them a little more, I think. Yeah,
we haven't seen them go inside as much in the last few minutes. They've been taking that outside shot, which does fall when you've got players like Vorliotis, Charlie Rowe, Katie Januszewska. I mean, the entire team can shoot can shoot threes. But they might want to look to go into Janae inside.
Well, Ireland now, see if they can take a three-point shot, if they'll try to go inside once again. Shelley collects it at the free throw line. She's going to be fouled by Janae. Hates that call. Janae has no idea what it was for. Looks like she caught Shelley on the back end as she went up for the shot.
And is that foul number 3 on Janae? Yeah, that's going to be Janae's 3rd foul. So first free throw is good for Ireland. Shelley with the second shot. And can't get that one to drop. Salou with the rebound, hands it off to Charity. Charity gets it over to Forster. Forster swings it around, Charity. Steps through, puts it off the glass, bit too strong on that one. Offensive board England. Voliotis for three, Josephine Voliotis. Can't get that one to hit. And that's going to be a foul call on, looks like it's on Charity over the back. Yeah, so Charity was fouled on that one. Forster for three. That one doesn't go. Januszewska tries to tip it, can't get hold of it. And Ireland's coming back on the attack. Keeley. Shots up and three's in. First three of the game for Ireland. Forster to Charity. Charity's driving, swings it inside. Salou can't finish, she gets her own rebound. Januszewska, and it's going to be sideline. England ball, sorry, force of habit. Not Manchester, it's England. So Forster to inbound, gets inside to Voliotis. Charity. Forster for three, and hits that one. Liv Forster with another big three for England. Tolan, short jumper, makes that one. And England coming back with it. Forster with the ball. Over to Januszewska. Charity over to Forster. Got 7 on the shot clock. Januszewska gets it inside, goes up against 2 players, and she's going to get the foul on that one. So it's going to be 2 shots for Katie Januszewska. As we see Josephine Voliotis come out of the game for England. As Januszewska's first shot is good. And second good as well. 2 of 2 from line for Januszewska. As Ireland look to inbound. England putting on the full court pressure. Charity nearly steals that one away, and it's going to be steps out of bounds. So England will get the sideline. Charity over to Rowe. Swings it round to Forster. Thought about the 3. Steps inside with the floater and can't get the friendly roll on that one, but it's tapped again. Charity tries a 3. Doesn't go, into the hands of Shelley. Hickey. And we got a foul call. It's going to be a travel. As Forster's going to inbound for England. Ireland putting on the pressure. Bit of discussion on the floor. Not sure what they're discussing, but we've got a 31-29 England lead with 4 minutes 6 to go in the first half. Liv Forster will inbound for England. So Forster into Rowe. She's working against pressure, spins. Over to Salou, who taps it off the glass and in. Great move from Forster. Sorry, from Rowe over to Salou. Tolan. Keeley inside, passage is a bit too strong on that one. And it's going to go back with England. So Januszewska to inbound. Over to Rowe, controlling things for England. England with a 2-point lead. Forster's 3 is up and it's too short. Januszewska manages to save it in, gets it straight back to Forster. Rowe's going to try a 3. That one's going to be a foul on the shot, so Rowe is going to go to the line for 3. Charlie Rowe having a really, really impressive performance this season for the Division 2 Mystics. They've made it to the NBL Division 2 finals. And they'll be taking on the Solent Kestrels. Charlie Rowe, a big part of that team. As we've got a timeout island. Almost feels like they're icing the kicker on that one. So teams are going to talk things over. But yes, Charlie Rowe having a really good season for the D2 Mystics, also playing in the WEABL as well, averaging 18.8 points per game, 5.8 rebounds and 2.8 assists. Got some experience alongside other players on this squad as well, so she's playing with Josephine Voliotis for the Manchester Mystics, having played with Charlie Rowe as well for some WBBL experience with the Mystics last season as well. So some familiar faces on this team, players that know each other relatively well, and we'll be pleased to be back out playing with each other. So leading the way for England in this game, we have Liv Forster with 12 points. She's hit 4 threes so far. And that is followed by Katie Januszewska, who has 6 and also 4 rebounds to go along with that. And Sarah Hickey leads the way for Ireland. She's got 11 and 4 rebounds, a couple of assists as well. And got a few other players for Ireland on 4. So back underway. Charlie Rowe's going to be shooting 3. First shot's no good. Second one gets a very friendly roll. And third one's good as well. 2 of 3 from the line for Charlie Rowe. Hickey swings it out. Long 2, that's too short. Grabs the rebound. Hickey inside. And it's going to go off someone's foot. So it's going to be end-line Island ball. As we've got a substitution. So Leah Edwards and Louisa Gibbons come into the game for England. And it is end-line Island ball. Tolan passes inside. O'Leary, she's got 7 to shoot, 6. Puts it off the glass, spins out, really tough shot. Unlucky it doesn't fall. And Ireland can't keep that one in, so it's going to go back with England. We've got just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. And Charlie Rowe will bring it up for England. Rowe hands it off to Gibbons. Edwards looks to go inside, out to Charity for 3. And that hits Natalie Charity with a big 3. As England still putting on the pressure of full court. Hickey swings it round. Keeley. She's got Rowe on her. Back to Hickey. Inside. Oh, all alone for 3. That one's up. And that's a great 3. Just Ireland's second 3 of the game. But a big shot from Tolan when it was needed. Edwards driving inside. Tough basket from Leah Edwards. Able to take 2 Ireland players on and finish at the basket. And England getting a bit lucky there as Tolan misses the layup. But England really need to get back in D on that transition. And it's going to be a turnover back with Ireland, so a couple of quick possessions in Ireland's favour. As we got a substitution, we will see Duggan and Callery come back into the game for Ireland. And that is going to be a foul on Gibbons for England. Her first. As Coogan is going to shoot 2. So first time at the line today for Coogan. First shot's good. Gets her first points of the game. And second was good as well. 2 of 2 from the line. Cuts into the lead for Ireland. Charity over to Edwards. Edwards looks to drive. Gibbons hands it off to Rowe. Rowe spins. Great move from Charlie Rowe to get to the basket. Leah Edwards with the putback. Count it and the foul. She's going to head to the line. Leah Edwards with a fantastic move, power into the basket. As we're going to have a timeout, England. Really, really tough move from Leah Edwards. And that's going to take her to 8 in the game so far today. She's got 5 rebounds to go along with it. As we have just over 1:30 to play in the first half. So both teams been quite evenly matched up until midway through the second quarter. England are starting to pull away a little bit, showing that play that we saw in the first game against Scotland. Shooting 34% from the field. Ireland shooting 42% as well. And just like we saw in the previous game, in the men's game, England shooting 43 shots today. To Ireland's 33, and as we said before, it's a numbers game. The more shots you shoot, the more points you're going to get on the board when they go in. So teams back on court. Leah Edwards is going to be shooting 1 to complete the 3-point play. And she does. There'll be 9 points in the game for Edwards. So Keeley for Ireland. Keeley gets it back, swings it round. 3 is up, and that one's no good, just spins out. But offensive board Ireland, and brilliant basket from Hickey, who finishes through contact, and she's going to head to the line. It's going to be Hickey's 3rd trip to the line today. She's gone 3 of 4 already. And she finishes the 3-point play. A great game from Hickey today for Ireland. Forster. Over to Edwards. Rowe drives to the basket. Off the glass, can't get it to finish. Odom's there for the rebound. She's going to get fouled. And that is going to be shots for Odom, who is also playing WEABL and WNBL this season for Barking Abbey. 5 rebounds a game she's averaging. As her first 3 throw doesn't go. Second is also no good, but Edwards is there with the offensive board, so England get another 14. Forster's 3 is up, and Liv Forster with another huge free. She's got 5 in today's game. And leading all scorers with, leading England with 15 points. Hickey has 16 for Ireland. Ball's inside. Ireland can't get that one to drop. Odom comes away with the rebound and Forster's there. Over to Rowe. Rowe. Charity on the baseline, hits the three, and England are getting hot from the three-point line at the moment. Baseline drive, Duggan to Keeley. Got 3 on the shot clock. Ireland need to get something off here. Hickey, shot's no good, into the hands of Odom. She hands it off to Forster. Got 3 to shoot. Edwards, Forster puts up a 3, and that one's not going to go. Nearly fell in at the glass, off the glass, but that's going to do it for the first quarter. It's going to be a 49-39 England lead. They are led by Liv Forster with 15 points on 5 of 9 shooting from 3. She's got a couple assists to go in there as well. And Sarah Hickey leading the way for Ireland, 16 points, 6 rebounds and 2 assists, doing a bit of everything. So we're going to take a quick break, as we'll be back with you in around 7 minutes' time for the second half.
you a copy? Copy, yeah. Some of the teams are asking about how they get the game. They can go on YouTube and download it, can't they? Yeah, that's perfect.
Welcome back to Archers Arena. We're here for the second half of the England and Ireland women's game. England currently hold a 49-39, a 10-point lead as they head into the half. Liv Forster leading the way for England with 15 points, shooting 5 of 10 from 3 so far. And Sarah Hickey is the leading scorer for Ireland. She's got 16 and 6 rebounds and a couple of assists to go along with that. We've had quite a back and forth game so far. England able to just pull away a little bit in the second half of that second quarter. outscoring Ireland 32-20. So Ireland are going to want to look to chip into this lead a little bit as we get things underway for the third. And England going to be pleased with their performance in the second quarter so far after overcoming a 2-point deficit as they headed into the second. So Forster with the ball for England, over to Edwards. Edwards round to Charity, gets it back. And Leah Edwards, a great young player at Sierra Canyon over in the USA. Won the state championship with the team a few months ago as Gibbons drives inside and gets the 2 to fall. Shelley. Keeley's working off the screen, gets it back inside, passes it out, and it's broken up. Gibbons comes away with it for England. Edwards pushing the pace. Edwards kicks it out. And that's going to be a foul call. That is on Keeley. It's going to be her second foul of the game. So it's sideline England ball. Charity into Forster. Forster to Januszewska. And Edwards with a layup, no good. Gets a rebound, can't get the putback on that. Some great defense from Ireland on that play as they come back on the attack. Keeley swings it round, gets it back. Inside, brilliant pass from Keeley inside to Hickey. Charity, she's driving and she's going to get the foul call, so she's going to shoot 2 on that one. So Charity at the line. First one's no good. 50% from the line so far in this game. And hits the second one. And that's going to take Charity to 9 points in the game. Ireland swinging it round. Pass it inside. And it's going to be a foul call on England. So end line ball is with Ireland. And straight into Hickey. Going against Edwards, and that's tough. That's a tough basket to try and take, but she was blocked by Edwards as Januszewska drives. Forster for 3 and can't get that one to fall. Edwards gets the rebound. Great hustle from Leah Edwards as Forster can't finish that one, and gets a hard foul there. So she's going to take the charge. That's going to be an offensive foul. And some tough hustle from Liv Forster on there, taking the contact. Rowe's going to come into the game. And Forster's going to take a seat. So Rowe with the inbound, over to Gibbons. Charity's there. And Rowe spins, gets inside, floater, and can't get it to fall, but that's a great move from Charlie Rowe to get to the basket. Ireland's coming back. Keeley gets it back, puts up the floater. That one doesn't go. Rowe taps it out, but it's into the hands of Shelley. And we've got a backcourt violation. So ball is back with England.
Okay, I'm back. Let me catch my breath for like 2 seconds and come back up.
Charity puts up the 3. Shot's no good, but who's there for the rebound? It's Leah Edwards. Rowe, 3's up. That one doesn't fall. And big rebound from Ireland on that possession. Need to cut into this 52-41 lead that England have got. And she does Count it, and the foul. She's going to head to the line, and that's a huge basket for Ireland.
Kaz, that was awesome.
That was
nice
awesome.
Play.
It was a great play. Great play for you to come back in time for.
Yeah. Sorry, my wife locked herself out of the house, so I had to travel about 6 miles. Bro, I'm like the Batman. You know how Batman like, jumps away from people and they never know when he's been? That's like me, dog.
You got the bat signal and you had to go.
Well, I cheated and I took a car, but that's okay. We're going to pretend that didn't happen.
And Hickey finishes that three-point play. Really tough basket and gets the three-point play.
So Charlie Rowe on it now for England as they're up by 8 here in the third quarter. Thanks for joining us live on the BBL player. Atticus Peed recently returned. Sorry about that. Thanks, Kaz, for taking over in the meantime. And on the floor, Ireland come away with it. And it's going to be Ireland basketball out along the baseline now. So they're down by 8. We're in the third quarter. 7 minutes about left to go in the third, plus the fourth to come. So Ireland managed to keep things close. Honestly, though, the game has been what we've talked about throughout most of the day, Kaz. A close physical game throughout. England just on top because of those threes.
Yeah, England have been really, really hitting those threes from three-point range.
Inside, Ireland shoveling it around. Doesn't get anything out of that. Charlie Rowe flips it up to the opposite end. Januszewska gets it back. Rowe inside, 2 mid-range. She won't take it. Back out to the top. Gibbons 3. Off the iron and out. And that is going to be, I don't know about that one. Irish basketball, you agree? I turn over, and Kaz has got this strange look on her face. She disagrees with that call.
But yeah, as we were saying before, England doing a really good job from three. I mean, it's Liv Forster's three-point day today. Five shots already, 5 made shots today from three. 15 points, and she's leading England. She's having a great game.
Sniper so far, 5 and 11 from behind the arc. Nothing from 2, and a foul there on Charlie Rowe. She'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots here.
And if those keep dropping, it's just going to help England pull away.
It's actually out on the baseline, my fault. So England's still up by 8 here. They can extend this lead. They can get into double digits with the 2 or 3 here. Rowe hands it off. At the top of the arc is Charity. She'll kick it over to Januszewska, who tries to come inside, forced back out by Keeley. Charity coming inside, spins around in the paint, and it's out. They get the offensive rebound anyway. Charity at the top, Edwards screening on the right. Whoa, I don't know where that was going inside. Totally missed the 2 defenders in the way. On the opposite end is Sarah Hickey. She's at the three-point line and tries to find somebody in the interior, and it's out. Ireland basketball on the base.
I think she may have been expecting a cut that didn't happen on that play.
Definitely so. Well, I was surprised. Sarah Hickey not taking a lot of threes today. 0 of 1 from behind the three-point arc, 8 from 15 from 2. She's leading the way for Ireland with 21 points so far. Nobody else is above 7. And she's really the reason why Ireland are still in this game, why they have a chance to take things on here. And Coogan's going to go to the free throw line for 2 more. Couldn't get that to drop with a three-point play, but she'll get 2 free throws out of it.
And this is really mirroring the game that we've just seen before, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You talk about that. The cultural, I don't know if it's the cultural identities or whatever, but Ireland, England, the same game is happening that we saw in the men's game as here. The England women have yet to pull away like the England men did in that game, but it's the same physical, tough game, close game.
And you wonder how closely aligned the coaches are for the men's and women's teams, whether it's a philosophy that they've got going, whether they practice together and their approach to the game.
Well, it's definitely something, because this isn't any coincidence. I promise you that. That free throw bricks off, and it's still an 8-point England lead. Over 5 minutes left to go here in the third. Out into the base. Loose stuck. We'll have to get rid of it. Januszewska's got it. 10 on the clock. Coming inside against Glockner. Goes to her knees. Yeah, I don't know how that's not a travel. Finally, they call it. Slid about 5 feet there.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate because you're going to get the painful knees the next day, and you get the travel call.
You ever been on a slip and slide before?
Oof.
Oh, yeah. That's what that was. Sarah Hickey comes up the court. Oh, no. Okay, she's fouled on the back there by Liv Forster. That's going to be Forster's second foul as we're going to have a timeout on the floor. And we'll head to a timeout break here. So it's still an 8-point England lead. 5:23 left in this game. Kaz, obviously, we've just been talking about how this is the same game we saw with the England and Ireland teams before, the men's teams, but I think the England women are still well positioned to pull away here in this game.
They are, yeah. Well, Ireland are outscoring them this quarter, 5-3, quite a low-scoring quarter. But England still, they don't look like they're in trouble. They're quite confident. As we said before, they've got a lot of three-point shooters, and Leah Edwards is doing a fantastic job inside. She's getting so many rebounds, and she's getting a lot of second-chance points as well, putting the ball back. And Ireland don't really seem to have an answer for her at the moment.
I know when we were talking near the end of that, or about halfway through the second quarter, we noted that Ireland had about 20 points in the paint. Since then, they've only had 6 points in the paint. England have had 14 in that time. They've cut that back. England now scored 20 points in the paint to Ireland's 26. Obviously, England will like a little more than that, but that's a big part of why you're back on top. They've started to reassert themselves on the interior, guys.
Yeah, and this is also without Janae back after we saw her go off earlier as well. So they've done a really good job there.
Fatmata Janae, only 8 minutes, 45 seconds on the court. She's got 3 fouls, only 2 points today. They just have not been able to use her very much. And she's going to come back onto the court now.
Hey, she heard us. She was like, hey, wait for me to come back.
Clearly, they're going to run that risk and hope she doesn't pick up a 4th or 5th foul here. We're about halfway through the third quarter, so it's not a bad time for it. Hands it off. Coogan from 3. That one is off the iron. Offensive rebound, though, and it's put in by Bree Shelley. Sarah Hickey, rather, my bad. So 23 points for Sarah Hickey. Ireland now down by 6. Janae coming inside. Tosses Coogan to the ground. No foul called. And they'll go to the opposite end once again with Ireland. Down by 6 now. Halfway through the third quarter. Ireland keeping things close. They just need that break to get back in this, or get back on top. Stabbed away from behind by Janae, and we just mentioned it. That's her 4th foul.
And that's a tough foul at this point in the game. 5 minutes or so left in the third.
Yep.
We're going to see her take a seat again. She's only been in, 30 seconds, less than a minute. That's a shame for her because she's obviously going to want to play, but gives someone else an opportunity to step into a position and show what they can do.
Let me ask you a question. You ever been to Five Guys before? Just bear with me.
I have been to Five Guys.
You've been to Five Guys. Okay. What's your favorite kind of shake there?
Ooh, the strawberry one.
Strawberry shake.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with the strawberry shake is you have to drink it with the paper straw.
Yeah.
The paper straw is good for the environment, of course, but they disintegrate within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Just like Gianna's defense there. Disintegrated in about 30 seconds, caused the foul. She's on the bench yet again. So take that for what you will. England drive inside, dump off to Gibbons. She's got the ball, lays it up, nowhere, and Ireland come away with it. So 52-47, Ireland down by 5. I can cut this even closer now. Niamh Tolan looking for some more points, trying to find Coogan, and that pass way behind her. Going to the opposite end. And that pass too long, but Gibbons gets it back for England. Forster wide open from deep. Oh, and she's got it.
That's 6th in the game for Liv Forster.
How can you leave Liv Forster with 10 feet of space like that?
You've got to close that down.
That's a brutal mistake. Ireland going to pay the price, down by 8 now. Trying to find anything they can offensively. Wide open, deep shot from Glockner. Doesn't get it the fall, does get her own rebound though. And a bit of a strange layup attempt there. I can see you nodding, Kaz. That was weird. So England with the ball again. Forster kicks it over to the side. Cox inside. Beats the defender with the big step. But Coogan rips down the board anyway. Coogan now with 7 rebounds for Ireland. They need some points. They need some points from somebody not named Sarah Hickey right now. Hickey on the bench. And we've got a double dribble. Oh, man. I mean, there's nobody near you. That's a tough one. That's inexperience. Maria Keeley, the captain here in this game today for the Irish side, plays the Letterkenny Blaze and LYET Donegal out in Ireland. England, mid-range shot. Cox got it. Easy bucket. It's now a 10-point lead once again. Long pass. Looking to find. And she's got it. Long pass for Niamh O'Leary. She's got her first 2 points of the game.
That was a great pass and great finish as well.
Ireland down by 8. Keeping things close. England starting to pull away. You can sort of feel a bit of a shift in momentum. Drive inside. Caught it. Oh, Charity can't get it to fall. And it's out of bounds. Didn't get any Charity from that rim. rejected it after about 3 bounces. And so Ireland down by 8 instead of the 10. Keeley to take it up the court. She's got 2 points, 1 of 5 shooting on the day with 6 rebounds, but also 6 turnovers. Nice little dump off inside here. Glockner can't get it to fall. Somehow coming away with it is Neve O'Leary, and she's going to be fouled and go to the line for 2 free throws. I don't know how that ball fell to Neve O'Leary. She was within 3 different players, and it somehow came right to her hands. Magnets.
That's the only answer.
No kidding. Polarity. And, well, it's like the Magnets drag the ball away from the rim there. She'll miss the first free throw. So Neve O'Leary, this is her first appearance for the national team. She is part of the Liffey Celtics. They finished 9-9, 6th in the Super League this past season. Plays about 10 minutes per game for them throughout this season, and she misses both free throws. Forster trying to find a way inside. It's stabbed away. Glockner's got it. She's going to go to the opposite end again. We got a 3-on-3 here, and Glockner's hit in the back, fouled. And she's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. England head coach Lauren Milligan going to bring everybody over. And I think going to talk to them. But yeah, you can see she immediately points to her temple. Stop fouling. I think you agree, Kaz.
Yeah, she's right. They do need to stop fouling.
Well, 30 fouls in the game for both teams combined, so not too many. But here in the third quarter, Ireland's starting to try and take advantage of this. They're now 10 of 16 from the free throw line. If this is how they're going to get back in this game, they've got to do it this way. These free throws are a big part of their offensive output so far.
Yeah, and with England on team fouls now, for the rest of the quarter, Ireland can try and draw that foul, go that contact, and head to the line.
And there's not a ton of time left, but there's enough time to do that multiple times, like you mentioned, Kaz. We'll see if they can take advantage of it here. 6-point game. Ireland pegging England back once again. Charity inside, dump off, Leah Edwards. Great pass, great finish. Where's that been all quarter? Glockner inside, in the paint, skips over to the opposite end. Mid-range 2, knocks it in. Good work from Neve O'Leary. She's on 4 points now.
And quite a low-scoring quarter for both teams this quarter as well.
3 from Cox. Wide open, swishes it in. Katie Cox with another one. Well, okay, that's her second, but
it counts, it counts.
Heck yeah. 5 points in the game. For her, England back on top by 9 once again. Ireland cannot break that 6-point bubble.
Yeah, as soon as they get closer, England just start to pull away.
Mid-range shot. Neve O'Leary was confident, but just too short on that one. Racing to the opposite end. Cox, fake, up.
No!
Oh, no way! How on earth did that fall? She got fouled when the ball was somewhere on her right-hand side, and then it came to her left.
That was amazing.
No other way to put it. That was amazing. So a well-deserved extra trip to the free throw line here to complete that 3-point play for Katie Cox. This will put her to 8 points if she can knock this one down. And she doesn't, but that doesn't take away from how cool the finish was, all right?
Yeah.
The Richmond Knights player on 7 points now is Katie Cox. Glockner at the top of the arc. Trying to find space in the paint once again. Tolan spinning. Hook shot, no. A little early in the shot clock for that. You probably should look for Sarah Hickey in the interior there. Rowe takes the handoff, sprints around the edge, drives inside, no foul called. Ireland are going to come away with it once again. 11-point deficit now for Ireland. They need to get back into things. You got to get this down to a single-digit game going into the fourth.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to need to get a few quick baskets just like that.
There you go. Keeley knocks it in. I think the referees are telling Neve Tolan to calm down. Not totally sure what she did. Might have said something. We'll see. So some substitutions here for the last few seconds of the quarter. About 40 seconds left to go. 64-55. England on top by 9. Kaz, I just don't know how Ireland, though, no matter how close they're going to make this game, they cannot break that 6-point barrier. England just seem to stay on top no matter what Ireland try to do.
Yeah, they're just able to stay really composed and finish their shots and then play some tough D. Really doing a good job stopping Ireland getting any closer than that 6-point mark.
Just like we said.
Yeah.
Leia Edwards now, she takes it inside, lays it up for 2 yet again. Leia Edwards now is on 13 points in this game. Gets it across the halfway line, and a bad foul there. I don't know why Olivia Forst is doing that. So she will send Caitlin Glockner to the free throw line.
I think it's because nobody has ever committed a foul in the game of basketball, ever.
Why do you say that? So Glockner's only got 6 points in the game so far. She had 16 in the last game against the Welsh women, but she's come off the bench in this game. Played fewer minutes, knocks down that free throw. She's up to 7 points now. Glockner, again, part of that Waterford Wildcats team that finished third in the Super League, 13-5 out in Ireland. Finished third, about 3 games behind UCC Glanmire, who are the leaders of that league. So she'll look for her second free throw here. Can't get that one to fall. And a good rebound there for England as they go to the opposite end quickly. 14 seconds left to go. They can play for the last shot if they want. Looks like they will do that. So a 10-point lead for England. Here to the end of the third. Forster hands it off. 3. No. Edwards can't get it to fall, and that's how the third quarter will end. So as we head into the end of the third quarter, 66-56, England on top by 10 with 10 minutes left to go. Kaz, we've been mentioning it throughout this whole quarter, but England, no matter what Ireland do, just seem to be able to stay on top of things.
Yeah, the Ireland are getting a little bit closer, but they just can't seem to get any closer than that 6-point mark, like you mentioned before.
Yeah.
And England doing a really good job. You know, they're staying composed. Everything, again, much like the last game, a lot is going England's way. You know, they're hitting their shots, they're being able to get inside, and now they've been able to get to the free throw line and finish as well. It's tough to compete with.
England have just, they really managed to do well in all aspects of their game. One of the most important parts is that they've out-rebounded Ireland 44-37, but 21 offensive rebounds for the England squad. Again, we saw that in the last game for the men. It's tough. We don't want to keep repeating this too much, but seriously, it's true. The men last game had about 24 offensive rebounds. The women now have 21, and the women have taken 69 shots here for England compared to 51 for Ireland. Same story as last game. England putting up more shots, they're in the lead.
Yeah, it's complete parallels between the two games that we've just seen. And again, Ireland only hitting 2 of 8 from 3. England have hit 10, and that's going to be a difference maker.
Honestly, it's impressive that Ireland is as close as they are. They are down by 10, but 10's not a lot in basketball.
No.
Especially not now. I mean, you know, both teams are getting back into the rhythm of things. This is their second game of the day. It's second game of the tournament for both these teams. Shootings, you know, they want more points on the board for both sides, of course. But I think if you're Ireland, you know where you need to go. You need to get the ball to Caitlin Glockner. You need it to go to Sarah Hickey's hands. And for England, they've got more options, of course, and they need to keep taking advantage of that through these last 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on the court now for Ireland to inbound, number 14, Niamh Tullen here along the short baseline. She'll send it over to Amy Duggan. Duggan's got no points in this game after having 14 in the first. Only played 7 minutes, 50 seconds in this second match. Duggan looking for space inside, can't find it. Glockner, deep shot, 2, off. But a good rebound from Duggan, and finally she's got her first 2 of the game. Ireland now down by 8. Can they get any closer than that 6-point bubble they haven't been able to breach? Rowe looking for her space. Hands it off instead. Gudza drives inside. She's going to be fouled. 2 free throws to come from Saruna Gudza. Gudza's only played about 2.5 minutes so far in this game, so we haven't seen her on the court much. No points. 0 for 1 shooting, of course. In the first game, she played a little bit more, about 10 minutes, but hasn't scored a point there either. So first point here to come, I think, maybe?
Yep. I've got faith it's going in. I absolutely shouldn't say that and jinx it, should I?
No kidding. Well, you've just talked about the clear backboard. Now we talked about the rims. And, oh, man, see? Look at that.
Sorry about that.
Kaz, I'm disappointed, Kaz. Come on now.
I should know better.
Clearly, the lessons are not learned. Gudza coming up for another. Finally, she's got it. England back on top by 9, 67-58 early in the fourth. Duggan splits 2 defenders, gets it over to Glockner, who's driving on the inside. Pull-up jumper, doesn't fall in. Good offensive rebound there from Tolan, and she just couldn't put that one in either, from Niamh O'Leary, rather. So England can take their time here, or they can do that instead. Januszewska comes inside, swatted away. England recover it, and we got a jump ball here. Great defense from Ireland, but a great job by England to pull that ball down off the swat and keep possession. Subs to come here for Ireland. Neve O'Leary will come off the court. Lucy Coogan will come on the floor for likely the rest of the game. She's got 3 fouls, but she's such a big part of their presence on the interior. Januszewska comes back with the rebound. Still can't get it to drop. Finally, it's going to be Ireland basketball after a couple of offensive rebounds. So England pressuring high. Ireland will need to deal with this, and they will. Coogan brings it to the 3-point line, and she'll set up the offense. 14 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time. Flipped over, Hickey spinning inside, and it's in and out. Long pass, ooh. That one looking for Liv Forster, and that's just too long. So we're going to have a substitution for England as well. Leah Edwards will come off the court here, coming back on is Salou. Tumisi Salou will come back on the court. Salou's only got 2 points so far in this game, but England still plenty of offense on the floor with Charlie Rowe and Liv Forster. Duggan now with Ireland. Out near the corner of the wing. Coogan's got it, kicks it back. A 3 to come, here it is. In and out. Coogan with the big offensive rebound. Sends it back. Duggan, free throw line. Got it. That's a big rebound and a big shot, Kaz.
Yeah, really important basket for Ireland at this point in the game.
They're now down by just 7 points. And then the outlet pass on the interior, wide open. Tumisi Salou, a free 2 points there for her. Back to a 9-point game.
And you can't leave it that wide open under the basket.
Can't leave anyone that wide open under the basket. I don't care who they are. Glockner drives, and she gets it over to Coogan, who loses the handle. That pass a little too far. England will say thank you very much and go to the opposite end quickly. Forster, Januszewska 3. It's out, and they get the offensive rebound anyway. Another 3 from Forster. That one's airballed, and another offensive rebound. Drive inside. This time it's going to be a foul called on Ireland on the base. I don't think it's going to be a shooting foul. That'll be on the end line. But man, 25 offensive rebounds for England. That's crazy.
And 25 defensive rebounds. So we're seeing, this is just a mirror of the game we saw before.
The parallels don't stop, do they?
No, but that shows what a good job England have done being able to crash those boards, get that offensive rebound. Interestingly, though, only second 10 chance points. So whilst they're getting the offensive boards, they're maybe not converting on the baskets.
Well, they need some more here if they want to stay on top of Ireland. They have the lead, looking to build on it, and that floater missed. Ireland will try to break for the opposite end quickly. Keeley gets it over. 3, Coogan, in and out, and whoa! Januszewska stiff arms. Number 6, Sarah Hickey for Ireland. That's going to be a defensive foul there. Looks like Hickey's all right. That was a WWE move. Okay, it wasn't that. You get the point. So Ireland ball here, still down by 9. Just over 7 minutes left to go. They need to cut this lead down and keep it down. Hickey's going to take it deep too, and that one's off. You had plenty of time. You had 10 more seconds. Probably could have found something better than that. Januszewska drives into the paint, and she's going to be fouled by Sarah Hickey now. That's Hickey's second foul. This one's going to be a foul on the baseline, so not much foul trouble for the Irish side. Lucy Coogan's got 3 fouls. Bree Shelley's on the bench, has 3. Neve Tolan, number 14, is on the court when she comes off there. She had 4 fouls. So not too much foul trouble to worry about for either side at the moment. Januszewska's with it at the top of the arc. 7 seconds left to go. Coming inside is Salou. Hands it off. And that one's going to be missed. Gudze hands it off to Salou, rather. And that one's out of bounds. Salou was on the baseline. Turnover for England. Well, we've seen a lot of this, Kaz. Ireland only have 17 turnovers. England have 14. We've talked about those all game, but they're basically even. And Ireland, I think, is starting to come back as a result. Yeah.
Just a 7-point game, 8-point game.
Driving inside. Coogan going up strong. And no foul, no shot hit either. England can reset once again. Quick pass inside, nicely stabbed away by Hickey. Good steal, and she throws it back. Keeley's got it. Keeley, long pass to Coogan. Coogan's got two options on the right-hand side. Dishes it over. Running two. You got those have to drop in, and they still won't. 69-60. England on top. Charity. Handoff, driving inside. Lays it up, and she's fouled on the way up. Tough play, nice big steps to try to beat the defender, and 2 free throws to come here for Saruna Gudza. We've got a timeout here on the floor before those 2 free throws will be taken. So it's a 9-point England lead. Time's running out for Ireland to do much. We got less than 6 minutes left to go. If you're Ireland, where do you go from here?
I think you need to go with what's working, and when they've been driving, getting those short little jumpers on the baseline, like we just saw, it didn't fall, but you need to get them to drop. But they're good looks and they're open looks, so you want to keep taking those. Whether they start to shoot the 3 when they've only hit 3 so far this game, I don't know whether you want to risk it at this point. You know, you can just chip into this lead. Like 2s can help you get there, but you don't want to let England get much further ahead than this 8-9 point lead that they've got.
Well, they've done well, have Ireland, in making sure England aren't blowing them away with all their points. Like you mentioned, not many threes for Ireland. They just managed to stay in the game and keep chipping away. And they forced some turnovers for England. England have 14 turnovers, and Ireland have limited theirs to 17. But again, you know, more threes for England, that's your problem so far.
Yeah, and then you need to be able to score off those turnovers as well, get the points from those.
And that's not happened a whole lot for either side. Both teams just 11 points from turnovers, both for Ireland and for England. So if Ireland want to come back, they're going to need to force some turnovers and score off of them, obviously. And, well, more importantly, just hit whatever shots they can right now. 2 free throws to come here for England. Gudza will come to the free throw line. She's got 1 point so far in this game, 6.5 minutes played, along with 3 rebounds, all offensive, just in case you were curious. Gudza is plays in the Ipswich basketball system. Missed that one. So in the WNBL this season, averages about 65% from the free throw line, along with 10 points per game for Ipswich. Knocks down that one. It's back to a 10-point lead for England. She'll come off the court now for Katie Cox. About 5:47 left to go. England lead by 10. If Ireland are going to come back, it has to start now. Keeley calls the play, gets it up the court to Duggan. Inside, Hickey. Up and under, 2 and 1. There it is. Like you said, Kaz, go to the interior, and you found your best player, and you got the N1.
Yep, and that's a big basket, and if she can convert this free throw, cut it down to 7, that's going to be big for Ireland.
We got to make sure we don't have any of the towel guys on the end of the court. They're asking for it, are the referees. It's Archer's men's assistant coach Tom Guntrip going to go find the towel so we can wipe that up.
And a play like that can be quite a game changer. You know, you get the 3-point play, hypes the team up. You know, you're within 7. What's that? Just 3 baskets. You know, it's a big play for Ireland.
Well, this would be not just obviously keeping the score closer. It's an 8-point game now. This could be 7. Most importantly, for momentum. Knocks it down. They get that momentum right now. It's back to a 7-point game. Driving. England looking for stuff in the paint. They can't make it happen. We got a jump ball called once again. This is going to go back. How many jump balls do you think that is now, Kaz? 9? 10?
I'm going to 10.
It's quite a few.
Yeah.
10 sounds right to me, too.
This needs to be a new stat that people record.
Boy, I don't think I've ever thought about it as such a big deal before. I just normally think, 1 or 2. We've had so many today. Out of the top is Keeley, getting it over on the wing. Coogan, 12 to go. You got plenty of time. Keeley's at the top. Flips it around. Callery inside. Hickey spinning. 1-on-2. Up and under. Sarah Hickey showing why she's the leading scorer in this game.
And that's working really well for Ireland. They're getting inside. They're able to get to the basket. And with Johnny on 4 fouls, it's going to be a little bit easier for Ireland to get those looks.
Edwards trying to get a similar look inside against Keeley. Oh, and she's got it. She's going to be fouled on the way up. So a 4th foul on Maria Keeley there. And Leah Edwards will go to the free throw line for 2 more options here. Edwards hasn't been there much today. Just 1 free throw. She's sank it. She's on a double-double right now, 13 points and 11 rebounds. And she'll have 2 free throws to come here. And she knocks down the first. So 71-65. England back on top by 6. You can hear, though, the Irish fans still getting into things. This is their last game of the day. Both men's and women's teams have played 2 games each. They'll all get to go eat some food after this one. Been here all day in the arena. Both free throws knocked down by Leah Edwards. It's back to a 7-point England lead. Keeley got it again. Moving it around the top. Duggan's going to take a deep 3 early into the shot clock. And that might have been a little too forced.
Yeah, Ireland had time there to move the ball around if they needed to.
Didn't take advantage of it, though. Forster hands it off to Janae. Janae on those 4 fouls. Driving inside on Coogan. Forces Coogan back. Hey, gets her on offensive board. That's a cool pass off the corner to yourself. I like that. And she knocks it in. So we're back to 9. Ireland just cannot break that bubble. They got it to 5 points a minute ago. And now it's back to 9. Hickey is just hitting the nose here. Looks like she's all right. No bloody nose, so she doesn't have to go out of the game, thankfully, for Ireland. So they'll inbound the ball here. Just over 4 minutes left to go. Kaz, they just cannot break that perimeter.
No, it's just as soon as they come within 5-6 points, it's just England stretching that lead out.
Bend but don't break defense, clearly. Coogan gets the shot up. Might have been tipped by Janae. And they get the steal anyway, though. Sarah Hickey, she's got it. And she can't put it in. Had a good pass next to her, didn't see it. Janae on the opposite end, she'll slow it down at the behest of her teammates. Back to Forster. Far side, Januszewska. Foot on the line, 2, got it. Januszewska's got one of the cleanest shots in the arena here. 76-65, England back on top by 11. Going inside, Hickey goes up against 2. No foul called. England come away with this one. It's on the deck. Duggan fighting for it with Charity, and Forster grabs it. Liv Forster, plenty of time, can do whatever she likes here. Back to Edwards at the top. Janae, not going to take the 3. Hands it off to Forster again. Janae takes the 3. Too long. And that's going to be Ireland basketball. So it's Ireland basketball, but it's an 11-point lead once again for England. And a timeout on the floor. Both teams going to head back to the benches. I mean, look, as much as Ireland want to come back, I don't know if they can do it at this point. We talked about this the whole game. They've had so many chances, they just can't breach that perimeter.
No, and it was really the second quarter that did the damage, the 32 to 20 point quarter that England took there, because they've scored 9 this quarter. Ireland have. England have got 10, and it was just too much for them in that second quarter. But yeah, every time they inch an inch closer, England just pull away. So maybe a bit too out of reach, but anything can happen.
There's still time left. The big problem for Ireland, though, is you've only got one player scoring. It's Sarah Hickey on 28 points and 11 rebounds. Great double-double for her. She's been extremely impactful for the squad. The problem is nobody else is really knocking down any shots consistently. You've got to look somebody else for some points. You're not getting them right now. Yeah. And even more importantly, like you've said throughout this entire quarter, you're not getting them from 3 like England are. There's your big problem.
And, yeah, when you've got Liv Forster shooting and making 6 threes, that's a problem as well.
Yeah, Liv Forster, 6 of 13 from behind the arc, 46%, 18 points from her. And, I mean, England have just done well with the ball in their hands. Leah Edwards off the bench, 15 points and 12 rebounds to go with it. A great double-double, just for some context. 5 offensive rebounds in there. Most of the second-chance points that England have come from her offensive rebounds. So they've really managed to take advantage. When Leah Edwards is on the court, she's causing a major mismatch that Ireland can't take advantage of. So Keeley takes it up the court now. Under 3 minutes to go. Ireland need points. They need them now. 3 from Duggan. It's up, and it's short. And you can start to see it may not happen here today for them. England looking to go 2-0 in this Four Nations tournament today. Janae at the top with 12 to go. Leah Edwards trying to drive on Coogan. Hands it off instead. Januszewska beats the entire defense. Lays it up. No. and she keeps the own offensive rebound anyway.
That's incredibly impressive from Katie Januszewska.
She's the one who made that play happen,
Yep.
and then a fantastic drive there from Jana to finish it off. Januszewska's 6th offensive rebound. That leads everyone in the game. Hickey trying to spin around, has to go back from 3. That one's going to be tipped. I thought it was tipped.
I thought there was a hand on that, yeah.
Seems like we can hear it from here. Or maybe I'm imagining things. So that one's out of bounds. That one's going to be off Ireland. No tip there from the Niamh Tolan 3. And this will be England basketball. Under 2 minutes left to go now. England back on top by 13. Forster at the top of the arc. She gets a switch, and then the defenders check back to her. 10 to go. Januszewska driving. Will force it back. Forster 3. It's too short. Leah Edwards, what an offensive rebound. Jane, 8 to go. Forster, she's going to take another 3. That one's going to be blocked this time by Niamh Tolan. And Ireland have a chance to go back to the other end quickly. Keeley trying to find the dump off inside. Hickey can't get the shot to fall, and with that, the chances just about fall away.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit too far for Ireland to come back to now. But as we said in the other game again with the Irish men's team, you want to finish strong though. You want to finish on some positive notes. Make some big plays, get the chance to practice some plays in a in-game situation.
They'll like that block right there. That's another block from Niamh Tolan. So 2 blocks from her in the last 2 possessions. And England will still have this ball along the baseline. So just about 63 seconds left to go. Both the Irish women and Irish men will play Scotland teams tomorrow to close out the Four Nations tournament. And they'll be looking for their last chance to get a win in the tournament. Jana, a quick shot. 3 seconds on the shot clock as she collected that one. Had to force it up, didn't get it. So Ireland looking to make something happen again. It's not going to happen this time. England are going to win this game, and they'll win it handily. That big second quarter, like you mentioned, Kaz, a big part of it. Outscored Ireland 32-20 there. And in the fourth, they've held Ireland to 9 points and scored 12 of their own.
And that'll do it.
Pretty much. And just a tough day for Ireland overall. 25 of 70 from the field. England not much better. I mean, they only hit 29 shots, but they had 85 opportunities. And same story as that men's game earlier, like we mentioned. You can't give that many opportunities up to a great team like this in England. And they're making you pay the price.
Yeah, and with England knocking down 10 threes as well, you've only got 2 for Ireland, so that's going to make the difference.
Keeley hands it off. Coogan for 3. Trying to respond to that. Not going to happen. And 19 seconds left to go. England can just run this clock out. They will need to get it across the halfway line in time. They will. And they can either play for a final shot or just dribble everything out. We'll see what they decide to do. Jana gets it back to Forster. 5 to go. Still under pressure here from Ireland. They're trying to steal the ball. And they foul. Does Maria Keeley. I think everybody was ready for the final whistle. I saw a bunch of people start to sit up and then go back down. So Olivia Forster heads to the free throw line with a chance to put down a couple more. Sarah Hickey is the game's leading scorer with 28 points. Maria Keeley is fouled out of the game there. She'll be sent off the floor. But Forster with 18 for England and 15 from Leah Edwards. Those two have led the way here, Kaz.
Yeah, both really, really fantastic performances from both players. And Liv's got 19 now. She's been on fire from 3 today. Had a really big game in the first game as well, despite not being able to score as much as she usually does. And yet, Leah Edwards, an incredibly impressive player, 15 and 16. She's got a really bright future ahead of her.
Forster knocks down the second. She'll get to 20 points on the game. Full court heave from Sarah Hickey falls short. And that's how this game ends. England women with 2 wins out of 2 on the day. 80-65 victory over Ireland here. Kaz, final thoughts on the day for England. We've mentioned this obviously a lot. Just like the men's game, plenty of offensive rebounds. You get more chances in threes. But what else did they do that gave them this win today?
The 3-point shooting for England was really the difference maker. Those offensive rebounds are so important, but in this game, England weren't able to put it back. They were, missing those putback shots, so that's definitely something for them to work on for the next game. But the fact that they're getting the offensive rebounds, that's a really great sign for them.
Well, it's a good result for England, obviously. They've got 2 wins out of 2 now, scored 80 points in both games. over 80 points in both games. For Ireland, obviously this is a tough defeat. You had a good chance to get back in this game. You cut it close with just a few minutes to go, and then it kind of fell apart at the end. But what positives do you see coming away from them with one more game left to go in their tournament?
So I think they really need to look at what they did really well in the first quarter and what they did in the last quarter as well. I mean, their defense was really good. They were able to. They were just down 1 going into headed into the second quarter. They've got some really good looks inside when they were making those passes to get inside, getting the lay-ins. That was good, and it was working. But they just need a couple of other players as well to take that scoring load.
Well, a fantastic result here from England as their team will go over and applaud the traveling fans who have come here today to Cardiff, Wales. 80-65 England victory over the Irish women's squad. We're going to have some interviews here to come in just a moment's time. Before we get there, though, thank you for joining us here on the BBO Player. A big thank you to all of our sponsors for the games today. BBO, British Basketball League, and BBO Player for streaming these games for us, along with Cardiff Metropolitan University for hosting this game. And then Wilson, our official Basketball Wales basketball partner here. Dynamic, our official sports flooring partner for Basketball Wales, along with iPro Hydrate, keeping all the players and teams hydrated throughout the game today. Basketball Jones as well, our event sponsors, and our volunteers and T-shirt staff here. We're going to have 2 interviews here to come with Leah Edwards and Coach Lauren Milligan in just a moment's time. Give us a few seconds to go get those sorted out in the interview studio, and we'll be back in just a moment. So we're here in the interview studio, joined now by Lauren Milligan, head coach of the England squad. Coach, impressive victory, of course. You guys pulled away at the end and kept Ireland at bay throughout most of the game. What are you pleased about as you walk away from this?
Well, I know it was always going to be hard. They've not played games for a while back to back, so playing 2 games in one day, it was always going to be hard. I was expecting a slowish start just because it's the routine they're out of, they've not done it for a while. So I'm just glad that the fourth quarter they finally pulled together and made the adjustments that we were talking about. It could have gone the other way. Ireland are a great team. They were getting to the rim a lot. They were front cutting us. They were running on us. So the fact that we stayed with it and just stayed together is really awesome.
Now you guys had over 25 offensive rebounds in the game. Was that a big focus of your game plan today?
I wouldn't say it was a game plan. I mean, I'll take the glory for it, but we've got some players on this team that are just absolutely phenomenal on the glass. Offensive threats at all times, you have to know where they are, and the fact we've got kids that are this athletic at under 18, that's just a joy to watch, and it just makes my life a lot easier. But I wouldn't say so much a game plan, but it works, and we just go with what works right now.
So you got one more game to go, obviously, against the Wales women national squad tomorrow. What improvements do you guys need to make ahead of that game tomorrow that you saw from today?
Well, I think just because it's a short space of time, it's really hard. There's a load of things you could go away and work on, but in a short amount of time, it's just going to be discipline on defense. I think we have the numbers, we've got rotations that we can be in people's faces, we can be physical, but it's about discipline. We don't need to foul them up in this end of the court and give them easy stuff at the line.
Yep.
So at a young age, you have to learn that, right? So for me, it's just constantly telling them and reminding them we don't need to do that, and defense will get us easy points down the other end. So for me, focus on defense and stay disciplined.
Well, Coach Milligan, congratulations on the win. We'll see you here tomorrow for the Wales game as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll grab that from you. Thank you very much. We're going to be joined here now by Leah Edwards, our MVP for the game today. You want to come over here on my right?
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Leah. Obviously, you traveled a long way to be here, I know, from the United States.
Yeah.
You've been playing for Sierra Canyon this season. You won the state championship there, and now you're here, and you guys are dominating here in the Four Nations tournament. How is this feeling for you?
It's good. It's good to be back, and I haven't played with these girls in 2 years because of COVID. So I was supposed to play under 16s last year. Thankfully, I'll still be able to play under 16s this year. But I never have played with these girls at the level that we're all at now. So I think it's been a fun 2 games so far.
Yeah, it's definitely shown on the court. You guys have had pretty good cohesion. And after a slow start in the first and second quarters, in the third, you guys really turned it up and turned things on from there. You had a double-double off the bench, but throughout the team, pretty much everybody's scoring, rebounding, doing everything out there. Is that due to the team chemistry, you think? Or what is it that's making everyone on this team be so valuable right now?
I think it's because we are team players. We've all played with each other for 3-4 years, and we've all been playing between regions and clubs. So I think it's because we all know each other as well, and we all get along really well. We just don't want to be for ourselves. So we'll pass the ball. We'll do whatever it needs to win. So if it's you don't score but you rebound, you play defense, then that's all we have to do.
Fair enough. You guys confident ahead of the Wales game tomorrow?
Yeah, we are.
Awesome. Well, Leia, thanks for your time today. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you here tomorrow evening for that game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Thanks, Leia. Appreciate you doing that. It means a lot. Have fun. Well, thank you here for joining us live from Archers Arena. England with a dominant victory over Ireland yet again. Just they pulled away in the second and third quarters, and at the end of the game, they just stiff-armed Ireland back to the victory. 80-65, Ireland on top. Ireland lose to England, rather. That's how this game will end. Coming up next, we've got the Scotland men's team and the Wales men's team. That game will tip off in about 20-25 minutes' time. We'll have our stream up in 15 minutes to go along with that. Thank you for joining us here from Archers Arena. England 80, Ireland 65.